ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। एकमक्षरम् हृदि निरन्तरम् भासते स्वयं लिख्यते कथम् हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रम् यहमहमिति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति। हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वता मज्जतावा पवनचलनरोधा आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम्। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदपेतसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः। कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिय दृष्टात्मनिष्ठात्मना सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं। सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणा। Namo Ramana. In every Thursday self-inquiry satsang, we meet and we read two verses selected for us by Kumari Revati from the Guru Vachaka Kovai written by Muruganar Swami, and we meditate on the meaning of those two verses, and then we sit for self-inquiry for 15 or 10 minutes. That will usually be followed by a summing up by Sri Venkatesh Deshpandeji. Today, in his absence, we will sum it up after the enquiry, self-inquiry, and we will offer Ramana Ashtottara chanting to Ramana, who shines in every heart as the self, and the chanting will be done by Vaibhavji and Prarthanama. So the today's verse from Guru Vachaka Kovai is verse number 508. The very nature of enquiry into the import of the word you conducted within oneself is an authentic way, is that it is the means for truly experiencing consciousness, which is understood through scriptural investigation to be the true significance of the other two words. The very nature of enquiry into the import of the word you conducted within oneself in an authentic way is that it is the means for truly experiencing consciousness, which is understood through scriptural investigation to be the true significance of the other two words. I only see this verse and I'm just wondering what is the two words which is spoken out here. So when I'm reading it, Ramana is giving me an insight that it may be the Tattvam Asi, which is like you are that. So the here Ramana is telling us to inquire into the meaning of you. You are that. But understand what is that we are, he is telling us, turning our attention to find out what is you. Let me read from the Sadhu Swami's translation of the same. Here, verily the enquiry done within oneself to know the real import denoted by the word though. Correct. Earlier version talks about only in order to turn inward the mind of less mature aspirants, which will be favorable for the aforesaid enquiry, the Vedas added the other two words, that and art, that is tat and asi, to the word though, tvam, thereby forming the Mahavakya tat tvam asi, that thou art. Thus, should you know, in the next version, it is telling that very the enquiry done within oneself to know the real import denoted by the word you or though. What is it? Who am I? Is the proper means to know the correct import of the other two words also. I'm reminded of one story which I've heard where the Asura Raja and the Indra, who is the Raja for all the gods, the Asura, the king, and the Devata king, the Indra, both of them went to Lord Brahma and asked, "Oh Lord Brahma, who is great? Who is great?" So when they asked this question, Brahma just told, "You are great." What did the answer that Brahma give? The same answer which is being pointed out here in this verse. You are great. And Asura Maharaja, he went back telling that I am great. We are great. So Brahma himself has told, you are great. So he went and he told this to everyone in his kingdom. We are great. So enjoy yourself. So all the asuras went on enjoying all the worldly pleasures. But Indra, he heard this answer and he started going back to his palace, but he got a doubt. Then he turned back and came back to Brahma Loka and asked Lord Brahma, "Oh Brahma, what do you mean by you? Do you mean this body? This body is Nashwara. It is there today. It will get old and one day it will die and decay. So this body which is so limited, it cannot do anything. It can't even know what is happening with within itself. So this body cannot be great. What is the you that you're talking about?" Then Brahma told, "Go back and inquire for yourself." So he went back and then he thought, there is this power of mind, which is very, very powerful. With the power of mind, you can travel anywhere at any speed. At this point of time, if I say I want to go to Arunachala, with my mind's power, I can be at Arunachala. If I want to be in Himalayas, I can be at Himalayas with the power of my mind. So he went back and asked, is the you that you're talking about, is it the mind? Brahma told, no, but you go and inquire. Again, Indra went and started inquiring, and he came back with an answer saying, this mind also has limitations, and mind is constantly changing. Ramana says the mind is only a bundle of thoughts. It is moving thoughts. When thoughts are constantly changing, that which changes cannot be me. Then who am I? And he came back with an answer. Maybe I am the intellect which says this is right, this is wrong. I am not the body, I am not the mind. This is who is telling this. The intellect is telling. So the intellect should be the you are talking about. And Brahma told, even that is not right. Even intellect can fail. Intellect can be limited. You cannot have this super intelligence. Even if you have super intelligence, there is some great power which is much more intelligent than you, which has given you this intelligence. So, who am I? So, Indra investigated into the true nature of who the you that is talking about in this Tattvam Asi. What is that Tvam? What is that which is always there? Asi. What is that? When we inquire, we get back to our own true nature, which is unchanging, which is truly us. It is not any of the roles that we hold on to, which will start and which will end at one point of time, but that truth, which when all the attributes, when all the upadis are taken away from you, who you truly are, if we inquire, that inquiry will take us to that goal of the Mahavakya, Tattvam Asi. Then we will understand who we really are, that we are that limitless Sat Chit Ananda. Until we reach that state of truth, we need to continue our sadhana with great love and with great faith in the words of the Sadguru Ramana. So let us sit down for inquiry. So whenever a thought arises, you need to question, this thought is arising for me. That is you. If Ramana is there, for whom is it arising? For you, right? Then find out, where is that feeling of I arising from? Turn your attention and ask, for whom is this thought? And the answer is for me. And ask the question, who am I? And turn within until we reach our own true nature. We will practice self inquiry for the next 15 minutes. Shri Ramana. We move to the second verse chosen for us today, verse number 716. 716. Even if you do nothing more than ceaselessly, ceasingly thinking of the first name, I, with the attention focused on the I sense, that practice will take you to the source from where rises the illusionary thought I, which is the embryo of the ego that connects you to the body. Bhagavan is telling, even if you do nothing more than unceasingly thinking of that first name, I, with the attention focused on the I sense, that practice will take you to the source from where there rises the illusionary thought I, which is the embryo of the ego that connects you to the body. Bhagavan explains here, that which rises in the body as I is the mind. If one inquires in which place in the body does the I thought rise first, it will be known to be the heart. It is the birthplace of the mind. Even if one incessantly thinks I, it will lead to that place. Bhagavan is telling, that which rises in the body as I is the mind. If one inquires in which place in the body does the I thought rise first, it will be known to be the heart. That is the birthplace of the mind. Even if one incessantly thinks I, it will lead to that place. Question: is not Nama Japa, repetition of a divine name, helpful to attain jnana? Bhagwan replied, yes. When devotee is asking, is not Nama Japa, repetition of divine name, helpful to attain jnana? Bhagwan told, yes. Is not Nishkamya Karma Yoga, action performed selflessly with no interest in a reward, also helpful? He is asking, is not Nishkamya Karma Yoga, action performed selflessly with no interest in a reward, also helpful? Bhagavan is telling, that is also helpful. The questioner asks, what is the mutual relationship between name and form? Can one who does not have faith in Nama Japa perform Atma Vichara? Question is asking, what is the mutual relationship between name and form? Can one who does not have faith in Nama Japa perform Atma Vichara? Bhagavan is telling, they are not different in any way. This is the relationship. That is the relationship between the Nama Japa or the Atma Vichara. Name itself is form, and form itself is name. Through Nama Japa, the person who owns the name is reached. Through Nama Japa, the person who owns the name is reached. If a person does not have firm faith in the name of any of the gods, but only has a longing to know himself, he can inquire into the word I. For the thinking mind that is intent upon inquiring into the self, I is like a name. At this stage of practice, self enquiry is the thinking of a name or a japa. Bhagavan is explaining, there are no difference in any ways. This is the relationship. Name itself is form, and form itself is name. Through Nama Japa, the person who owns the name is reached. If a person does not have firm faith in the name of any of the gods, but only has a longing to know himself, he can inquire into the word I. For the thinking mind that is intent upon inquiring into the self, I is like a name. At this stage of practice, self inquiry is thinking of a name or a japa. I'm reminded of the Upadesha that Bhagavan gave to Mrs. Khanna. Mrs. Khanna came to Bhagavan and told, Bhagavan, I have lot of children and lot of responsibility at home. I need to take care of the elders and cook for the children and take care of them. I don't have time to do self-inquiry. What can I do? Then Bhagavan told Mrs. Khanna that when you are doing any work, you're working in the kitchen, or you're washing utensils, or you are washing the clothes, or sweeping the floor, you may be doing anything. Do you have that feeling that you exist? Then Kannaji told, yes, I exist. So keep on repeating the name I, 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 and with great feeling, with attention towards from where this feeling of I is arising. If you chant the name I with great feeling, with great attention to that place from where it is arising, then it will take you to that same goal which self inquiry takes. Ramana says that the first name of the God is I. It is even before the name Om, because all the gods, Ashtottaram, it starts with Om, Sumukaya Namaha or Om Mahasena Mahom Shena Jataya Namaha. The Om is the name for the all pervading God. But even before Om, the I is the first name of God. If we can chant that name, I, 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 with great feeling, then it will take us to our true source, which is the heart. I'm reminded, even if you are chanting any Nama, if you are chanting the Rama Nama in the Papa Ramdas ashram, the Swamiji told, and it is written there, Papa Ramdas ji says that when we chant the name of Rama, we are not chanting the name of the limited personality or Dasharatha Rama, which is seen in the Puranas, but we are talking about Rama, who is the consciousness in all beings. So when we say Rama, the Ramana also says you simply did not have to tell the name very, very mechanically. Instead, he says, understand that the Nama that you are chanting is another name for your own self. And you are chanting that name. And beautifully, Ramana says, if you are chanting the name all the time, you are calling out the name, that person, you will reach that person. If you're calling the name all the time, you are repeating the name all the time with great love, then that person will appear in front of you and you will attain that person. So who is the person that we are in search of? Who is that person we are in love with? We are in love with ourselves. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. We are in love with ourselves. So if we are chanting our own name, with great devotion, with great love, then that name itself will take us to our own true nature. So let us find out from where this feeling of I arises. When we say I, where do we hold our hands? We hold our hands near our chest and say I. Something is very, very dear to us, we hold that close to our chest. Here is the source of all the feelings and all the thoughts and even the breath, says Bhagavan. Find out from where this I arises by constantly repeating the name I, and that will take us to our true nature and it will take us to the heart where Arunachala Ramana, our beloved, is waiting for us and will unite with us. Until then, with great devotion, we will sit for self inquiry for the next 10 minutes. नमो भगवते श्रीरमणा. In one of the recent talks by Ramana Charanatirtha Swamiji, he has mentioned that from the YouTube, we need to go to iTube. When he meant YouTube, it means that we are caught up in seeing all these videos. The whole world is happening in the internet where we are caught with that YouTube. Although YouTube is very, very helpful, it brings all these spiritual knowledges, talks by great jnanis, talks by great practitioners, sadhakas, which helps us to turn within. But just hearing is not enough. The Shravana is not enough. It has to be meditated. The manana has to happen. And most importantly, Ramana says, practice, practice, and more practice is required. If we continue our practice with great love, santatam shalipara santosha mahave, then we will truly reach the I tube. From where this I arises, it will take us, if we hold on to that I thought, the pure I thought, it will take us to our true nature, which is the heart. And that is not different from God and self and the Guru. So let us hold on to this practice. We will chant the Ashtottara. I don't see Vaibhavji and Prarthanaman. So I'll take the opportunity to chant the namas of Ashtottara. When the nama is chanted, you can offer the flowers of attention to the Ramana who shines in the heart, or do the enquiry who is listening to the chant. And the answer is me. And question, who am I? भारद्वाज विश्वनाथ विरचितम् श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनामावली अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रम् भुवनम् समस्तम् गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि. ॐ महासेनमहोंशेन जाताय नमः. ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः. ॐ गुरवे नमः. ॐ अखण्डसंविदाकाराय नमः. ॐ महौजसे नमः. ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः. ॐ जगद्हितावताराय नमः. ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोत्थिताय नमः. ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः. ॐ सुन्दरार्यतफलाय नमः. ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः. ॐ सहायाम्बा सहायवते नमः. ॐ शोणाचलमहोलीनमानसाय नमः. ॐ स्वर्णहस्तकाय नमः. ॐ श्रीमद्वादशान्तमहास्थले लब्धविद्योदयाय नमः. ॐ महाशक्तिनिपातेन प्रबुद्धाय नमः. ॐ परमार्थविधे नमः. ॐ तीव्राय नमः. ॐ पितृपदान्वेषिणे नमः. ॐ इन्दुमौलिना पितृमते नमः. ॐ पितुरादेशतः शोणशैलं प्राप्ताय नमः. ॐ तपोमयाय नमः. ॐ उदासीनाय नमः. ॐ महायोगिने नमः। ॐ महोत्साहाय नमः। ॐ कुशाग्रदिये नमः। ॐ शान्तसङ्कल्पसंरम्भाय नमः। ॐ सुसन्दृशे नमः। ॐ सवित्रे नमः। ॐ स्थिराय नमः। ॐ तपक्षपितसर्वाङ्गाय नमः। ॐ पुल्लाम्बुजविलोचनाय नमः। ॐ चन्द्रिकासितहासश्रीमण्डिताननमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ चूतवाट्यां समासीनाय नमः। ॐ चूर्णिताकिलविभ्रमाय नमः। ॐ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ चिन्मुद्रिणे नमः। ॐ त्रिगुणातिगाय नमः। ॐ विरूपाक्षगुहावासाय नमः। ॐ विराजदचलाकृतये नमः। ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः। ॐ पूर्णाय नमः। ॐ रचिताचलताण्डवाय नमः। ॐ गम्भीराय नमः। ॐ परमाचार्याय नमः। ॐ सुप्रसन्नाय नमः। ॐ अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणास्यनिभाय नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणाभिमुखाय नमः। ॐ स्वराजे नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ भगवते नमः। ॐ ईढ्याय नमः। ॐ भूमविद्याविशारदाय नमः। ॐ विमलाय नमः। ॐ दीर्घदर्शिने नमः। ॐ आप्ताय नमः। ॐ ऋजुमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ समदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्यदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्याय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्ताय नमः। ॐ अमितविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ सुकुमाराय नमः। ॐ सदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ मृदुभाषिणे नमः। ॐ दयार्णवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीशोणाचलहृद्भूतस्कन्दाश्रमनिकेतनाय नमः। ॐ सद्दर्शनोपदेष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ सद्भक्तवृन्दपरिवृताय नमः। ॐ गणेशमुनिभृङ्गेन सेविताङ्घ्रिसरोरुहाय नमः। ॐ गीतोपदेशसाराधिग्रन्थसञ्चिन्नसंशयाय नमः। ॐ वर्णाश्रममतातीताय नमः। ॐ रसज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सौम्याय नमः। ॐ आत्मवते नमः। ॐ सर्वावनिमतस्थानम् आराध्याय नमः। ॐ सर्वसद्गुणिने नमः। ॐ आत्मारामाय नमः। ॐ महाभागाय नमः। ॐ मातृमुक्तिविधायकाय नमः। ॐ विनताय नमः। ॐ विनुताय नमः। ॐ विप्राय नमः। ॐ मुनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनादगसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ मौनेन स्वात्मबोधकाय नमः। ॐ हृच्चान्तिकरसान्निध्याय नमः। ॐ स्मरणाद्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ अन्तस्तिमिरचण्डांशवे नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ शोणाद्रीशस्तुतिदृष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ हार्द्रविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ अविच्युतनिजप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ नैसर्गिकमहातपसे नमः। ॐ कमण्डलुधराय नमः। ॐ शुभ्रकौपीनवसनाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ दण्डपाणये नमः। ॐ कृपापूर्णाय नमः। ॐ भवरोगविषग्वराय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनां पूजा समर्पयामि। यस्थाणोररुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्या जनिं प्राप्यत दिव्यानुग्रहसुप्रवाहविवशस्तादात्म्यभावं गतः हृन्निष्ठस्वगभीरनित्यतपसा लोकान् पुनास्येकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नम इदम् लोकोत्तरज्योतिषे। नमो रमण।